G'day everyone. Kathy W, Debbie Simmons, Christine Thomas. I've got your friend request. I'll answer that in a little while. Flora, Catherine Stubbs, Linda Sandoval, Linda B. Hi, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. Flora, Catherine Stubbs. There we go. Just have the sound on that. Yeah, so I hope everyone got through the day and as little trouble as possible with power outages and stuff. Yeah, I just, you know, it just looks like almost the whole country is just covered in snow. And yeah, so I hope everyone's been managing to keep warm. Yeah, meanwhile here we're looking at a string of hot fine days. Well, yeah, I feel rather lucky about that, but yeah. So what are we going to look at? I did a quick reading on Lara Trump. Yeah. So anyone got any suggestions of what to look at? Doing a live, babe. That grunt was, of course, hubby. Yeah. So normally I would do Thursday morning. I just was too tired from last night to do it this morning, so I scheduled it. Oh. Yes, Linda Happy, how are you going? I'm doing a live, sweetheart.
Live? Are you live?
I'm live, yes.
Sorry, sweetie.
That's all right.
That's up in my eye.
Okay. Christine Thomas says, hi, hubby. No, you're not on camera. Yeah. So not sure where to start today. Hi, Sherry French. I haven't really looked at the news or anything. So even our news, you know. We have a, that's that lawyer in Perth, yeah. We've had a murder case that's been going on for years here in Perth. Oh, Rush Limburg snuffed it, died. Sorry, that was pretty inconsiderate. But he was pretty sick, so that's not surprising. Former US President Donald Trump has spoken for the first time since Biden won. Yeah. What bull dust has he got to say? Trump told Fox News he thinks he won the election substantially. Yep. Okay, what will Stephen Miller do now with his life? Let's have a look here. Yeah, the coughing's going to take quite a while to get over. Even if you've got the flu, it can take ages to get over the cough from the flu, let alone something like corona. I'm just doing some Palo Santo here. Stephen Miller. What's he got coming? That was on the bottom of the deck when I picked it up. Let's have a look. he's really trying to hang on to whatever money he has. He's being pushed out. His challenge is to stop from being pushed to the sidelines of politics, because basically any decent, even halfway decent politician doesn't want anything to do with him. At the basis of this is him sharing quid pro quo. There's quite a lot of deals that he did that are going to come out. Hi, Melinda Dutcher. Hi, Estelle Harrington. Ooh. His past actions are leading up to a change he cannot avoid, a consequence he cannot avoid. Queen of Cups. It's gonna, there's no reversals in this deck, but I do feel like this card should be reversed. Normally this can be a card of nurturing, of calming, but I feel it should be reversed, smothering him. His own lies and his own evil deeds are going to smother him. His immediate future, he's looking, believe it or not, someone's offered him a job somewhere. So he's looking at a job offer or a couple of job offers. But in his environment, there's change. There's change coming for him. He cannot avoid it. This is like the second major arcana, which indicates a change he can't avoid. What people see someone who the whole truth has to come out about this man and what he's done. Oh, Fox News, bless him. His hopes is that he's going to get what he wants, what he feels is his just reward for working in the Trump admin. His fears is that he's going to get an offer he doesn't want, and that could be an offer to testify against Trump or something something he doesn't want. Hi, Annie F. Outcomes for Stephen Miller. Oh, now I don't have reversals in this deck, but this was reversed. This was reversed. So he's going to be out in the cold for a while, and then I think there's going to be an offer for him to move into a new job. This reverse can be moving on to a new house or a new job. Have I seen Honey's photos? Not yet, Flora. No, I haven't really. I rebooted the computer the other day, so I'm a bit behind with Facebook. So I'll have a look at the photo of Honey. Photos of Honey. Yeah, a new job coming. Someone's offering a new job. Is he? Cause for minor celebration. It could be something to do with Trump and his policies. But he's definitely going to give him the opportunity to stir up conflict and debate. But nothing major at this stage. Well, he's got a couple of major changes coming, and he can't avoid them. But as of this moment, nothing major is happening in his future, but there is some big stuff is going to come out, and he's not going to be able to stop it. Then I think we'll be having another look at him and at, you know, what sort of thing he's done. So I don't think it's over with him yet, but at the moment there's not much happening. So Fox News said that AOC has something to do with the Texas power outages, which are purely because most of Texas is on its own grid. Only a couple of small parts in the northwest and the west part are on the western grid, and none of it is on the eastern grid. it went okay, I guess. We'll just see what happens. It was just a preliminary interview. If I go the next step, that'll be a second interview. So we'll wait and see what happens, but I'm not expecting to hear for another couple of weeks yet. Hi, Carol Jaggy. What is going on with the US in the South China Sea? What are they doing? Hello. Kentucky County GOP chair calls on McConnell to resign since area overwhelmingly supports Trump. Oh, my God. Now they're trying to pass a vote in Kentucky that says if McConnell resigns, he has to be replaced with one of 3 Republicans put up by the Republican Party. At the moment, the governor can replace him with anyone he wants. Is Mitch McConnell going to resign? Let's have a look. He's copping it from Trump at the moment. You know what? If he'd have, led the party, been stronger in just saying to Trump, as long as you do what we want you to, we'll keep you there. But he let Trump get away with a few things, and because of that, McConnell didn't bring the party to where it was. He was part of bringing the party to where it was, but then the party's been going to where it is now for at least 20 years. But McConnell's the one who finally led it to the poisoned well, And McConnell, is he going to resign? What's going on with McConnell? Big tower happening for McConnell. So big change. Well, this call to resign is one thing. Momentum, movement on his part. What sort of movement? To do what? Or movement on the parts of others to get rid of him. This is backfiring on him. He thought he'd get Trump out of office. And once Trump was out of office, he'd take over the running of the party again. And that's not how it's working. He's really painted himself into a corner. And I also think he's in some legal jeopardy for some things. There's a new start for him, a new journey coming up for him. I think it should be like this. I don't think he's really prepared for what he's got to tackle going ahead. Yeah, corrupt king, money, donors are not going to, support him. He's going to basically kick down the rungs of the Republican Party. This isn't to say that this is not going to be justified, but he is going to have to face justice as well. possibly some legal justice, but also just natural justice. He allowed the party. He's been the head honcho in the party since 2012. So he could have steered the party away from the crap it's become, but he chose not to. He's not liking what's happening. He's had enough of it. He's being told to support Trump or else, and he really doesn't like that. He's brought a lot of it on himself. But he's also, there's something about quid pro quo here. So there's some legal jeopardy with that restriction of movement. There's the justice card. Quid pro quo deals, getting away with something. Legal jeopardy with the lawyer. He's got some hope of coming out of things. But one thing he has done, there might be some ties to another country, not America. Yeah, he's got some big things coming up at him. How fast they're going to hit him, I don't know. But considering there's quite a number of high-impact major arcana, there's probably going to be over the next few months. I do think he's going to end up resigning. Hi, Alexandra Bellino, North Hampshire. So let's have a look at what else is on the call sheet here. Oh, there's a picture of Giuliani. Trump's dropped Giuliani as his lawyer. As Cohen warns, Giuliani is soon going to be thrown under a bus. What is in store for Giuliani? Let's have a look here. Hi, Lisa Wilkinson. Houston, you're in Houston. Wow. How's it going there? Is it snowing? Is it sleeting? What's happening? Are you coping as well as you can? Okay, Giuliani. What's going on with Giuliani? Let's see, guide to the highest truth in compassion. Thank you for again clarity and insight into Rudy Giuliani. Hi, 171 Simon. Hang on a minute, just got to check something. Yeah. Your cousins live in Dallas, Carol. You've got power now, but went without for 3 days. I have friends that have really suffered. I'm just hoping, putting out all the energy I can and thoughts I can to people who, in areas where they just aren't equipped to cope with things like this, and then having the power outages. It's wow. Okay, let's see. Giuliani, he's carrying a big burden here. Trump's going to want to be careful. But then Giuliani's stuck with him so long. Giuliani is facing judgment big time and a huge wake-up call. Yeah, I think Rick Perry's got a No idea. Pipes are breaking. Yeah. I think non-tank water heaters that hang on the wall and the water just passes through and gets heated. A lot of them are busting from what I understand. Hi, Jane Finley English. We're looking at, yeah. His challenge is to avoid financial loss and also loss of autonomy. The base of the reading for Giuliani. Oh, he's right back down the bottom of the ladder again. He's got to start climbing up again. And he really has not learnt a damn thing. His past actions are going to lead up to him needing to stand his ground and defend himself. Just going to get a drink. The Palo Santo. Sorry. What's over the reading for him? Oh, lots and lots of anxiety. Rudy is in for a hard time. What's in his immediate future? Blockages, blocked emotions, broken relationships, emotional instability, all in the near future for this man. This is Rudy Giuliani we're talking about. What's in his environment? Stalled momentum. He thought he was going great guns and all of a sudden, and it's also, that's my braking sound. And I can't do it. And also this is victory reversed. So whatever he thinks, however he thinks he's been winning, forget it. What do people see? They see someone who needs tempering, who needs to. They also see someone who isn't emotionally stable, but who needs tempering, who needs to be pulled in and quietened down. Probably someone who they think needs medication. What are his hopes? Oh, his hopes is to avoid Trump getting madder than he already is. Trump is really, really angry with him, and he's just trying to avoid him at the moment. That's what he hopes. He hopes he doesn't have to say anything that's going to get Trump even angrier at him. What are his fears? His fears are that Trump is done with him completely this time, and that he's going to be left on his own. What's the outcome for Rudy Giuliani? He's got a new journey that he has to take. He's got quite a few major arcanas in this, so some big impact things. Oh, he's got lots and lots of legal jeopardy that he has to face. It's probably part of the new journey, going from hero prosecutor to criminal defendant, having to face up to his actions, not being able to avoid the legal consequences of his actions. And for all the smooth talking and everything, thank you, Alexander Bellino. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Rudy's going to realise that for all the smooth talking and all the offers to help him and all that from Trump, they're all false. So they're going to be forced down a road. So nothing's good coming along for Rudy Giuliani. Now, I know that there's someone was saying there's another storm coming from the east. I'm not a meteorologist, so I'm not going to read on the storms or anything or how much damage. You know, I do feel that there's jeopardy with frozen pipes and things, with the gas pipeline and things like that. You know, I picked up on some jeopardy in that, but I don't want you guys to stress. You have enough to worry about at the moment, with, especially if you're in those states that just aren't equipped to deal with weather like this. It's bad enough when you are equipped to deal with situations like this, but when you're in no way equipped. Hi, Kathy W. Hi, Sharon Sype. Hi, Sharon Stanley. A new name. Welcome. Always love welcoming new names. And hello to everyone who may be watching who haven't joined the chat. You don't have to join the chat if you don't want to, but thank you for watching as well. And hello to everyone who I know will be watching later. Thank you for joining me. You know, I am humbled every time I see my subscriber numbers go up a little bit. It's humbling to me that people like what I do, and that people want to support what I do. You know, yeah, it can be hard. I mean, when you live in a climate where snow is really only something that happens in the hills, in the hill country of the state, or if it doesn't even happen anywhere in your state, and then you're caught with snow, and not just a light dusting or a bad frost, which, you know, you can get bad frost in Texas from occasion, but this whole, like, the whole state blanketed in inches and inches, and in some case feet, you know, a foot or more of snow, and everything freezing. Yeah. Thank you, Alexandra. Alexandra, for the "you are worth it" comment. Thank you. Now, let's have a look. Have a look and see what other stories there are. Ted Cruz been accused of flying to Cancun during the Texas power outages. Wow. Who would have thought that Ted would do something as tone deaf and stupid as that? The airport and Cruz and his family have flown to Mexico. Is Ted Cruz and his family in Cancun? Few days at a resort. Cruz seems to believe there isn't much for him to do in Texas for millions of fellow Texans who remain without electricity, water, and are literally freezing. Is Ted Cruz in Cancun? Yes or no? Hi, Rondell Fredgate. You're in Queensland. You're up late tonight. It's 11:30 over there. Flora's over in Perth with me, so. And if I see Condagua, Rondell, if you're in Queensland, you're 3 hours ahead. Condagua is in Melbourne. No, Rondell would be 2 hours ahead. Condagua's on daylight savings, so she's 3 hours ahead. Did Ted Cruz and his family go to Cancun? I would say yes. Queen of Cups, Page of Cups, surprising news. Three of Pentacles, woohoo! We're going on a holiday. We're all going on a... Oh, God. Is he a Republican mayor? Oh, yeah, he's isolating himself from this. He doesn't want to know. Eight of Wands. Yeah, there's going to be lots coming out about this story. They're down there. Woohoo. Yeah. He down there. Oh, it's going to be a burden on him. Ooh. There's going to be a real tower moment coming out of this. Nine of Wands. He's going to be embattled over this. There's also even an element of quid pro quo about this. Yeah. Forced isolation. Ted Cruz has got a big shock coming. Greg Abbott's got a big shock coming. People are dying. They're freezing in their homes. Hi, Jane Farley English. So, is Ted Cruz going to have to resign soon? Let's have a read on that. If I haven't said your name, it's hi, Kathy Daly. Yeah, that's momentum. King of Swords. Ooh, prosecution, investigation. There's going to be a movement, a big movement for him to resign. The actions have consequences. It's like when our PM was out of the country when the fire started. He was on holiday, but he didn't come straight back. He stayed on holiday. People wouldn't have minded if it took him a day to get back on holiday. He could have said, I am on holiday at the moment, but I'm catching the first available transport back. People would have given him that, but he stayed on holidays for several days while you know, the East Coast was burning. And when he got back, people were pissed. The only thing that saved the Morrison government here in Australia was coronavirus because he handled it so well. But, yeah, Ted Cruz's investigations here, he's having to defend himself. Manipulation. Yeah, Ted Cruz is going to be. Yeah, here's the tower again. Here's the tower again. Out in the cold. That would be poetic justice, wouldn't it? New energy around getting rid of him. Oh, dear. I know he's supposed to be there till 2024, but I don't think he's going to see his term out. Everything we know. I'm going to go across the pond now. I said last week got to have a look at the UK and everything we know about Boris Johnson's plan to end the lockdown. We'll receive a crucial dossier of data by tomorrow, which will determine the exit from England's lockdown. Will Johnson's plan, or will Johnson's roadmap He said he will unveil his roadmap out of restrictions. Will Boris Johnson's roadmap out of restrictions succeed? This is for the UK we're looking at. Will Boris Johnson's roadmap out of lockdown work? Will it succeed? What's going on? It's definitely going to be subject to judgment. You know, they've only just started quarantining people in hotels, and we can tell you over here that hotel quarantine doesn't work. It does to an extent, but there's always cases that get out. We're in a place where even our largest cities, it can be sort of contained. But places like England and that, there are hidden problems with his roadmap. So that's definitely not a good start. It's the challenge. I'm picking up just apathy here. People are like, yeah, they're gotten to the page, to the state where, yeah, another one, recalcitrant children, sort of. Yeah, right, we'll believe it when we see it. Skepticism. Yes, this is the page of cups. It's more, people are reacting more with their emotions and short and sharp, like schoolyard children going, yeah, right, you know. At the base of this, some of what he's going to do will work, some of it, but you need the whole roadmap to work properly. So there will be some successes, but the past actions are still, look, there's no way the Conservative Party, they're losing support because of the way they've handled this, you know, and people are just turning their backs. They don't want to know. Let them know when they can go back to work and they'll do it, but otherwise they're not listening. You're out in the cold, you know, people are just, they're not listening anymore. They can't be bothered. They're turning, you know, yeah. I do feel that the next election for Johnson, he's going to lose, and he's going to have to call an election before it's due, and they're going to lose it. The immediate future for Boris Johnson's roadmap out of lockdown is they need to they really need to step up. I mean, they're going great guns with their vaccinations. That's great. And they're really going to need to increase the vaccinations even more in order for the roadmap. They're going to have to improve the rate and speed of vaccinations in order for the roadmap to think. But there's still hidden problems with their roadmap. Watching the environment around this, there's a lot of debate going on. He's might have a bit of trouble with parts of it, with people saying, no, it's not going to work, got to pull things back to the drawing board. There's going to be quite a bit of a kerfuffle over some areas of it. What do people see? people are saying, look, they have a plan that is at least hopeful, and we're getting vaccinations done, and that's giving us more hope. So they're more hopeful than they might have been otherwise, but there's still some unseen problems with this roadmap. Their hopes is that they'll get away without any more losses. They'll be able to work their way out of lockdown without any more losses. The fear is that things are going to have to be put on pause again. Things aren't going to work. They're going to have to put things on pause again because they're going to have losses. What's the outcome for Boris Johnson's roadmap? Chaos. People getting out there and finding a bit of chaos with people demanding answers. Going to be able to hang on to parts of it, but some parts aren't going to work. It's not going to ease restrictions everywhere. There's still going to be restrictions. So it's not going to work the way it does. There's going to be some victories, but there's still going to be some restrictions. But overall, it is going to lead England into a better time, a better period, but it's not going to solve everything. There's still going to be needs for lockdowns and stuff. But maybe not complete lockdowns, but areas where things are restricted for this or that. There's still going to be some restrictions, but overall, there are some hidden problems, and they are going to have to step up some things. But it is hopeful. I think overall it is going to be partially successful. And even that's better than none of it succeeding, you know. So hopefully there's some easing up of things coming for the UK. I haven't looked at Europe recently. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look up much of the international as well. We're going okay down here. We're completely, I'm so appreciative of that. But, yeah. Oh, one of our Australian personalities had a bit of a meltdown, it appears. Prince Philip has been admitted to hospital. Yeah. Got nothing really against the old boy. Let's have a look. Flow of businesses moving to the Netherlands because of the Brexit remains strong in 2020, even though foreign investment fell by a quarter as the coronavirus hit. Okay. So let's have a look. So, well, just displaced companies from England moving to because of Brexit. They're called Brexit companies. How is Europe? What's going on with Europe and Brexit? So just Europe is general, okay? Not Europe and Brexit, Europe and COVID. So is Europe seeing a turning point with COVID? Is Europe seeing a turning point with COVID? We're doing okay. We still have cases, usually imported cases. We have the odd hotel worker catching the virus and stuff. They're doing reviews now of taking the quarantine out of hotels and putting them into basically, I suppose you'd call them camps, caravan parks, people set up with their own little cabin and having groceries delivered and stuff. And that near airports. Maybe some specially built, but it seems that the hotels, it's just not working. It's every case that's gotten out or it's come out of a hotel quarantine, it's been traced back to hotel quarantine. So hotel quarantine isn't working. So they've got to look at a different way of doing quarantine. We have holiday parks and all that here, and they have cabins. Put them in there. Fully self-sufficient, their own little kitchen, their own bathroom, more room to move about on. If they're allowed to, a little veranda they can go and sit on, but not be able to move away from, So, and that way, but no delivered meals, have a box of groceries delivered onto the front steps or whatever once a week or something. No, we're doing fine. Okay, how is Europe doing with COVID? Starting down a new track with it. Nurturing, they're looking after their people. They're getting the help out to, the people who need it. It's still overwhelming. It's still hard to deal with. Making deals and between themselves, I think, working together. Lots of overflowing emotion. There's still lots of loss involved. I think they've passed a tipping point. This doesn't mean that passing the tipping point doesn't mean that COVID is going to disappear completely, but it's going to start getting less and less cases and less deaths over time. That doesn't mean we're also not going to see peaks now and then. But, if you're in the European Union, there's a bit more stability there if you're in the European Union, because it's so much easier to access other countries and places and other resources. They're still investigating. They're going to continue investigating, and they're still working on. Yes, they have Pfizer and stuff, but that doesn't mean that that's not the only thing they're working on. They're still working on other ways to combat this virus. They're in for a few bouts of disappointment with the way things happen, but overall they're starting to get on top of it. They'll be making new deals. And the institutions that they have in place to deal with these sorts of things are starting to be able to cope better. So, yeah, whether there's a turning point, tipping point, whatever you want to call it, it's still going to take several years for the world to recover and for things to get back to regular travel and this and that. So. Hi, Deanna. I hope you're going okay. Yeah. Will Europe be able to loosen lockdown regulations soon? We'll ask that question. No, there's still some anxiety around. Yeah, they still feel there's a need to temper people, temper their movements, temper the way things are. Yeah, they still feel there's a ways that they have to go to get to they still feel there's things they have to do and investigations. Yeah, but there is some surprising and possibly some happier news on the head. So not quite immediately, but in the next couple of months, this is consequences for decent action. Their plans paying off to an extent and being able to temper things. So for a little while, there's still heightened anxiety and there's still some lockdown. But in a couple of months, I think you'll be able to see that the restrictions loosening and, you know, when do you see things getting back to normal? Oh, my goodness. The thing went through my head, it's going to take a couple of weeks, even after the weather lightens and, you know, the snow goes and all that, because of the damage that's done to utilities infrastructure. So there's going to be quite a bit of repairing to do. So there's going to be some places out of electricity longer. I think they'll try and get the water on sooner, but how long will it take for Texas to recover? Yeah, there's some hidden problems there that, well, they're going to be brought to light because of the GOP. There's definitely going to be some congressional investigations into what happened in Texas, because they want federal money to help recover. There's going to have to be investigations. What happened there, especially if they want federal money to help recover. The GOP are going to say, it wasn't us, We're gonna office they don't want. Into a bit of an anxious time. It's I still feel like it's probably going to be it's going to be several weeks. Some areas are going to get put on quicker than others, but there are other areas where they might get the water on, but the power is going to take several weeks, or vice versa. And so and there's going to be physical damage from all that snow as well. Damages to homes and things. Yeah, damages from water and stuff. So it's going to take a couple of months, well into the summer, before Texas will have recovered fully and have everything sorted out. I think well into the summer, before damages are repaired and things like that. Hopefully 2 to 3 weeks before all of the state gets power and water put back on. But you can probably expect power outages now and then while things are being repaired, or because they're only going to be able to do a quick patches in the next couple of weeks, and then there's going to be more permanent repairs having to be done. So yeah, so I wish I could give you better news than that, Deanna, but a few weeks before everyone gets their power and water back on, building damages even into the summer, before summer, and there's going to be damages to roads and things. So yeah, it's a complete custard fudge. So Texas, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, prayers for Texas. Thank you, Sherry French. Prime Minister of Georgia has quit over an order to arrest an opposition leader. Wow. That's interesting. Matt Gaetz is defending Kristi Noem. She's the South Dakota governor. What is going to happen to the governor of South Dakota? You see, when you live in a climate that's pretty great for most of the time, and you've got resources and everything, and we're like that here, I think we can tend to think that it doesn't really matter who we put in charge, it's all going to still be good. But if you put the wrong people in charge, things can go kaput on you. And yeah. The governor of South Dakota, what is in her future? Oh, she's got to face some justice here. Let's have a look. Disappointing news for her. Maybe even a whistleblower coming out. She is facing some scrutiny over some travel of hers. Her challenge is to avoid information coming out about deals that she's made. Kristi Noem is the one saying, oh, at the base of this, she is so going to be out in the cold. Is she up for re-election next year? Let's see. Past actions. Yeah, coming back to bite her on the butt. Over this reading. Ooh. Previously hidden things coming to light. Now, this is the governor of South Dakota, Kristi Noem. In her immediate future, yes, well, investigations. Face scrutiny over reports that she used state aircraft to travel to political events at the expense of taxpayers. Yeah. What's in the environment for her? A change she cannot avoid. What do people see? They see someone who will use any trick in the book to hang on to what she's got. What are her fears? The fear that she's going to face judgment. She hopes, I got those two around the wrong way, but she hopes that the GOP is going to back her up. What are her outcomes? Ooh, end of one journey, start of another. And outside scrutiny as well, possibly. She's got quite a few major arcana here. The Hierophant, government, institutions doing their jobs, a new deal, a new partnership, having to balance and manipulate and find a new balance. Anyone know when Kristi Noem is up for re-election? Because if it's next year, I think she's going to go. If it's not, she might be resigning. Kristi Noem. Is she going to have to resign? Eight of Swords. Ooh. Queen of Pentacles. Ooh. Resources. Wasting money. She could end up. She could end up in a bit of legal trouble. Star. Reap what you sow. Ooh. She could be in quite a bit of trouble. Oh, I wasn't going to mention hurricane season. I think you guys have got enough to deal with at the moment without having to think about hurricane season coming up. Well, I can ask that. Given the circumstances with the blizzard and stuff, will Congress give FEMA more funding? Will Congress pass more funding for FEMA? Let's have a look. Will Congress pass more funding for FEMA? Yeah, Catherine Bush, hello. I read on that a little bit ago. He's gonna cop it. It's just, you know, long-time viewers of me, every time the tower came up, it wasn't the time for Donald Trump's tower to topple. It was just another brick being chipped away. Well, it's the same thing with Ted Cruz. Every time he gets a tower, but the bricks are bigger and the foundation's being undermined quicker. So, yeah. Will FEMA get more funding from Congress this financial year? They're looking at it. Biden would approve it, definitely. Well, here's Biden. They talk about it. They may be putting a presentation to Congress at some stage. They're looking at the resources, what they can do. Yeah, I think they might get some more funding. Yeah, there's definitely a good chance they'll get some more funding. It's never as much as it's needed, but it will definitely be justified because there's definitely more chaos on the way. And yeah, and there's gonna be loss and everything. So to help, it would help avoid loss and it would help deal with loss as well. They're definitely going to need it. They're going to stand their ground, get the resources where they need to be, you know, the juggling of resources, and to hopefully support the communities that need it, especially in times where they're suffering losses and stuff. So there is a good chance that Congress will approve more funding for FEMA, and I definitely think Biden would be 100% behind it. You've got power now. Oh, geez, and you've got a busted pipe. I saw somebody so in Texas, and they filled their bathtub full of snow so they would at least be able to put snow in the toilet and flush the toilet and stuff. Okay, let's have a look at the news feed some more. Matt Gaetz. He so reminds me with that new hair of Syndrome from The Incredibles. Pool water for flushing toilets. Oh, that's cool. So it hasn't frozen over. You haven't had to go ice skating on it or anything. The former, I do love the way that he calls him the former guy, don't you? Please read on the server, and if Biden has listened to conversations with the former guy and Pootie Boy. Okay, Emmy, I will do that. The server. Has Biden been listening to conversations that are on the server? Things are going to come to light about the server. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Definitely some conversations with or about Putin, manipulation, gaslighting, on how to gaslight. King of Pentacles. Money and resources. How to cause chaos. Definitely about their relationship. It's definitely going to throw light. Betrayal. Yes, truth is going to come out. And a lot's going to come out about Trump's attitude, even more about his attitude to presidency, which is, you know, the bored kid in school who just thinks it'd be fun to create chaos and everyone else suffers because of it. That's Trump. But the truth's definitely come out. Yeah, there's definitely stuff coming out about the server. It is being listened to. But there's stuff they might not ever be able to release publicly, but there could be stuff on there that means they can go and arrest Trump. We're having a big battle with Google and Facebook here at the moment. Google have come to an agreement to pay for news content from our Australian news, like 7 and 9 and all that. Facebook, ain't nah, stuff it. You know, Australian users can't post anything from Australian news sources or even possibly even CNN. I don't know yet. So, yeah. Okay, guys, I can do a couple more questions, but, you know, because it's night over here, I tend to wrap it up about 10:30. So I can do a couple more questions. Anyone got a question? I don't care. I don't mind if I don't get a news feed on Facebook, to tell you the truth. Hi, Harry's mum. I'm going to be wrapping up soon, but if you've got a question, I'm happy to take a couple more questions. So, anyone got a question? Will Trump's lawyers face any consequences for lies? Okay. There are going to be some changes, unavoidable changes, and careers ended for some of the lawyers that have represented Trump. Not all of them. A lot of them have been sitting pretty, but they are going to have to face some scrutiny and judgment, some of them. Some of the stuff they said during the impeachment hearing, they couldn't say in a court of law, and they know that. So it depends on whether or not some of the lies were told in a court of law. So who they were, what lies they said, and they all tried to avoid doing that at the moment. But there will be things coming out. There's some big impact things happening for some of Trump's lawyers. Stuff coming to light. Yeah, some of the lawyers that have represented Trump in the last few months are in for some anxious nights. Ooh, there's definitely going to be some deals and quid pro quo stuff and quite a burden to carry them. Yeah, some of the lawyers are going to be facing consequences. Others, not so much, just, you know. Yeah. So it depends on what they've done for him, when they've done it for him. And stuff like that. Merrick Garland, his confirmation is on the 22nd, which is Monday, I think. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, his confirmation is due for Monday. I'll just do a quick check. Will he be confirmed? Yeah, will Trump lose the Ku Klux Klan Act suit? Oh, okay. So, guides of the highest truth and compassion, please help me sometime in any question of whether or not Trump will lose the suit that has been put against him, the Ku Klux Klan suit. So let's have a look. This is the one by Benjamin Thomas. Prosecutors, maybe a yes. Burden of proof, no. Past actions, they're going to look at he's riling up people. A lot of the stuff that was shown in the impeachment is going to make its way into the suit. The rule of law. There's going to be some disappointments there. Yeah, I think he will lose, but there's still going to be some disappointment for the other side. So, yeah. But overall, yeah, I think he will lose. But it's not all going to go to the plaintiff's way. Okay, what was the other? Oh, Merrick Garland. Will he be confirmed on Monday? Merrick Garland get confirmed on Monday. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, pretty good yeses here. Yep. The chief investigator. Yeah, I'd say so. Any more questions? I'm still on for a little while yet. I tally her, will there be race unity in the next 4 years? What time is it here? It is 10:20 p.m. at night. 10:20 p.m. on Thursday night. As far as I know, he's still got Secret Service. Will there be race unity in the next 4 years? It is definitely going to be on Joe Biden's agenda. there's still going to be problems. There's still going to be problems. But there's also movement towards bringing people together, understanding more. Oh, Harry's mama, I read on him last night, Governor Abbott, and yeah, it looks like he might have to resign. So I'll have another look at him maybe. We'll see. There's definitely a lot of stuff is going to get cut through. A lot of bullshit is going to get excised in the next 4 years, race-based bullshit. But there's still going to be battles. There's still going to be battles. But then there's new starts as well, new journeys. There's going to be better understanding. There's going to be things are going to improve over the next 4 years. But there's still going to be battles to be fought. There's still going to be prejudices that, you know, as much as we would like them to disappear, they won't. They're so entrenched. But there's going to be a lot of improvement and a lot of changes made, especially to laws that can be totally skewed in judgments. And you know, when people are put towards a judge, someone might give a white person a suspended sentence or probation, and they'll chuck a black person in jail or a Mexican in jail for 10 years for the same thing, you know. Those sorts of things are going to be addressed, the injustices in the law. And that's one of the biggest things that has to be addressed. But there's going to be a start. So there are going to be improvements in that. But there's still going to be battles to be fought. And, yeah, it's going to take longer than 4 years, but there's going to be improvements. Nikki Haley. Want me to have a look at Nikki Haley? Okay. Talk that she's going to put her hand up for 2024. Is Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley, what's happening with Nikki Haley? She is starting to, you're hearing her name more and more. So she's been sort of stepped back and like hands off and being stayed away from Trump for quite a while now. Nikki Haley, she's going through a bit of movement into calmer waters, into safer territory, I would say. There's still some sort of stench associated with Trump around her for some reason, surprisingly. The challenge is to, you know, she spoke up for him and this and that, and she sucked up to him, and there's consequences to that. Reap what you sow, so she's got to get over that bit first. She's a slick talker. She's a slick talker, and that's to her advantage. And she's also, she learned from past actions that some things you have to take slow. She's careful and she's methodical, but she's a slick talker once she gets up there and opens her mouth. Oh, she's got something's going to happen in the air that could be restricting for her. So don't know what that's about. What's in her immediate future? A bit of gaslighting, bit of confusion, bit of too many choices to make. ooh, in her environment, lots and lots of communications, lots and lots of communications. What's happening with her? What do people see? They see someone who still has a lot to learn. And she's a former state governor, isn't she? Her hopes, she hopes that she can stand for the rule of law, the top spot. That's her ultimate political ambition, presidency. Her fears, ooh, she fears that people might start looking in the places she doesn't want them to. Consequences to actions. This is the first of her outcome cards. But she's hopeful that she's still going to strive forward to be a shining star, shining light in the Republican Party. She is going to be making some deals and partnering up with someone. She's still, even if there might be a few scandals along the way, she's still going to be putting her hand up. She's going to put her hand up for a 2024 run. There might be a few missteps along the way and maybe a few scandals and all that, but, you know. Yeah, they're going to do the 14th Amendment. I did a reading on that the other day. Now, are big businesses going to join the climate change bandwagon? They're going to have to introduce incentives for that. So, let's have a look. I did a reading on the 14th Amendment the other day, and it looks like they're possibly going to go that way. They only do so much with that in the Senate, and then it moves on to the court, apparently, to the Supreme Court. So, yeah. So they set it rolling, and then it's all decisions all made in court. So, let's see. Big businesses, will they join the climate bandwagon? I got some will, some won't. Some are still going to, the only thing they want to do is abuse what's out there to get what they want out of it. It's going to be a mix. There's going to be some that join and infuse new energy. There's going to be some that absolutely redo everything they do, go right from the start and take their companies on new journeys. There's going to be some that, you know, especially after the chaos of them. But it's still going to be a battle to get most big businesses on the bandwagon. There will be some, but more won't than will. So there's still going to be battles to get big businesses to get on this, you know, get their teeth into what needs to be done. Okay, guys, what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to head off. Everyone, please stay safe, stay as warm as you can. You know, and look after yourselves. Stay safe, stay strong, stay loving. Love you all, and thank you again for joining me. And I should be back Sunday morning, my time. Okay, so bye-bye.